Hello everyone, we are back with another Command Your Brand bonus video, and this time we are going through the second place in command that after you go through and finish out actually building out your brand, you've used the AI prompt to help you get some more information, you've gotten your logo direction and gotten a logo made, and then now you want to bring that information into design so it's more available for you inside of the design system. And to do that, we're going to go right into designs first. And here we just need to get into the back end. So we're going to do so by clicking on Create Design in the top right corner. And then we're going to choose Social on this option and hit Next. It'll take a moment for this page to load, but this is where you're going to find all of the templates. And you'll first be dropped into the templates, but we're actually going to come up here and we want to get to the Assets menu. Let's close this out. And when we click on assets, it's going to default to the company assets that you see here, which this is nice to have because it will always give you the KW color palette that you see here. There are some fonts that we already have pre-built in. If you come over to the left side and we see that there's multiple categories where we have colors and fonts, images, text, logos, and those are really the four that I set up. I don't normally put anything into elements or videos. Occasionally I will, but it's pretty rare that we do. And there is some stuff sitting in here, but you can see it's pretty basic in terms of elements that we can use. Same thing with videos and files. But really, the power comes when you switch from company assets to my assets, because these are the ones that you get to control. And from images, where you can see in here, I have a handful of images that I use regularly, from tech backgrounds to just people working on computers that I can easily drop into designs when I'm designing anything from a template inside of Command Designs. You see I have some Colorado stuff, of course, some mountain ranges, and just some different photos that I can use. I always have my headshots, and usually a couple of headshots in here, so I can have some variety in my marketing here. So you can upload your. It's easy to upload an asset here. You just click Add Asset, and then you can search on your device for that logo, for that headshot, for that other picture. That is a great way to keep your branding consistent, keep your marketing pieces consistent, and having your brand available right in there. Now, the text section is another great one to update. You can see I have all kinds of different blocked in text that this is really useful when I'm editing those templates, and I have this available where I can just push it right into the design instead of having to type it out every time, which just increases my efficiency when designing. You can see this is where you might add in a slogan. This is where you might have your about me saved. And then same thing here. We're going to hit add asset, but this time we're going to select what text asset we are adding in. So that might be a link to any of these. Here's that slogan. So we're going to put that in here. We're going to label it with Delicio's slogan, and we will paste that. Oh, that's not the link that I wanted. We're going to grab my slogan real quick again. Apologize for that. Here we go. Perfect. We'll copy that and drop that right in here and hit save, so that if we do want to add that to a design, it's only a click or two away. And logos work very similarly. I have multiple logos, from the Keller Williams logo I use to my branding logo. You can see I have a couple different versions. I always like to have like a black version and a white version with no background, where it just makes it easier to be able to place these in different designs. I also do add in some of the elements where there's not much of a difference in the system between logos and elements, except that you can upload an additional file type for elements. But I still just use a .png image for all of these, where you can see I just have some broken down pieces where it's just a smaller part of the logo. So when I want my branding to be a little bit more conspicuous and just put a little bit of branding on something, I can drop my pine cone onto designs, and they're all in here. And once again, when you want to add these in, we just click add asset, and then you can search your device for the image file that you want to add in here and have available for yourself. And when I talk about availability, let me show you what I mean there. So I'm going to just load up one of these templates in here. I'm going to go to one that's a little bit more complex than some of the just listed, just sold stuff. Let's maybe go with, let's do, I don't think I like any of those. Let's do the buyer presentation. And so I'll open up this. And the buyer presentation is a great example because there are so many different pages and things that I want to switch out. And for instance, let's talk about the logo. So you can see when I click on the logo down here, the system knows it's a logo. And now I have two options in the logo section. I have workplace and my assets. So if I click on my assets, there's those logo assets that I used before. And when I have the element selected, all I have to do is hit this little two arrows going in a circle. That will replace the image that I'm clicked on with the one that I have over to the left. And there, my image is now dropped in. Same thing with this text. I might want to switch this text out. And because I have all that loaded in here, I can click on text. Once again, I have my assets up here at the top where I can click. Then I have all of those text assets that you saw just a moment ago. And I can drop in my team name or my name here. And it's just as simple as clicking here, and you see that I can click the element and bring that in really easily. Putting in here, I can click on my first and last name and throw that in there just like that. It is very simple and easy to use for any of these pages. Let me see if we can pull up another one and maybe bring in my logo. Actually, let's bring in my logo right here. So we're just going to click on here. And this down here was a picture. That's why it wouldn't let me replace that text. But you can see I'm actually going to go into images this time and go to my assets there. And you can see all of those image assets that we saw before are also sitting right in here, easy to access. I can grab my headshot. I can grab whatever photos I have saved in my assets so I can easily integrate them into the design. And it's taking its very sweet time. Here we go. And so you see here's all of those. I might drop in my headshot or something like that. Easy to get to. Let's put in my logo. So we're just going to come in and drop in the Delicio's logo here. Bring it in just like that and move it around, follow those guidelines that help you line things up. And I can delete that one. So lots of different ways to utilize this. The biggest thing is that it's all about convenience here. They're available instead of me having to come in and add in that photo every time or hitting images and then coming up here and trying to add in these images from here. I just have them available right up front, nice and easy to utilize. Same thing goes for the text and being able to fill those in and fill in the different pieces of text that I might want to do in different parts of this presentation or any of the other designs within Command. All right, y'all. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. We can always go through this together on a one-on-one if you're in one of my market centers, Keller Williams downtown, Keller Williams Lakewood, both those market centers. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any help with this. Always happy to help the folks in my market center. If you're outside of my market center, well, then you are a little bit on your own right now. Be on the lookout for other videos coming that will help with even more of this type of instruction and skill that you can start learning Command and really taking over your marketing at a high level. All right, that's it for Command Your Brand. We are hoping that this has been valuable for you. And of course, talk to me. Let me know what you want to see next. Like, subscribe, share on the channel. We love to get your feedback. We love the comments. Subscribe to the channel as well. We have a bunch of fun stuff planned and coming out soon. All right, hope to see you on the next class.